A toxic person has been keeping you apart from your soulmate and just got exposed. Open this now. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this message did not arrive by accident. Something huge is waiting for you, and the truth has been hiding in plain sight for far longer than you realize. There has been a shadow standing between you and the person your heart keeps thinking about. It never introduced itself as an enemy. It smiled, acted supportive, and quietly influenced every moment when your paths could have crossed. Every delayed message, every strange misunderstanding, every unexpected distance seemed random, but the pattern was never random at all. Stay till the end, because what is about to be revealed changes the entire story. The moment this hidden truth comes into the light, nothing will ever look the same again. Someone believed they could keep controlling the direction of your connection forever. They thought confusion would become your normal. They believed silence would make you give up. But today, the mask begins to crack. For the first time, the person who tried to stand between two hearts is losing control, and they know it. They can already feel that the truth they worked so hard to hide is beginning to escape them. Don't skip, because the next few moments may explain questions you have carried for much longer than you realize. For a long time, this toxic influence survived because it never attacked openly. Instead, it planted tiny doubts, subtle fears, and carefully timed distractions. Whenever hope appeared, something unexpected seemed to pull everything apart again. Whenever your confidence grew, another confusing situation suddenly arrived. None of it looked connected, yet every piece quietly fit together like a puzzle that nobody wanted you to solve. But something unexpected happened recently. A single mistake exposed a trail that could no longer stay hidden. One careless action revealed intentions that had been buried beneath fake kindness and convincing words. Now even the people who once believed every story are beginning to question everything. The walls protecting this deception are shaking. Stay till the end because this is only the beginning. Something huge is waiting for you. The person connected to your heart has started noticing details they ignored before. They are replaying conversations, remembering strange warnings, and realizing that certain events never made sense. Every new realization pulls another piece away from the false picture that was created around them. What once looked like coincidence is beginning to feel impossible to ignore. The most surprising part has not happened yet. The toxic person believed exposure would never come because they depended on secrecy more than truth. But secrets grow weaker every day they remain hidden, while truth becomes stronger every moment someone dares to look for it. Right now, the balance is changing. Your soulmate is standing closer to an answer than ever before, even if they do not fully understand it yet. A conversation is approaching that cannot be stopped. A missing piece is preparing to fall exactly where it belongs. When that happens, many unanswered questions will suddenly make perfect sense, and someone who seemed untouchable will have nowhere left to hide behind excuses. Don't skip, because the next revelation is even bigger than this one. Stay till the end of this journey, because the story you thought was ending is actually preparing for its most unexpected chapter, and what becomes visible next will leave everyone wondering how the truth stayed hidden for so long. Everything begins to shift the moment one unexpected detail reaches your soulmate. It is not a dramatic announcement or a loud confrontation. It is something much quieter, yet far more powerful, a tiny inconsistency that refuses to disappear from their mind. They replay old conversations, remember strange warnings, and suddenly realize that one particular person always seemed to appear whenever your connection was about to grow stronger. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The memories start connecting one after another like pieces of a hidden map. The delays, the misunderstandings, the sudden changes in attitude, the moments when hope disappeared for no clear reason, all of them begin pointing toward the same individual. The person who always claimed to be helping was quietly steering everything in another direction. Your soulmate feels an uncomfortable weight in their heart because they can no longer ignore what has become obvious. Every excuse they once accepted now sounds different. Every story they believed suddenly feels incomplete. For the first time, they stop listening to outside voices and begin trusting what their own heart has been trying to tell them all along. That single decision becomes the turning point nobody saw coming. The toxic person's confidence starts fading because they sense they are losing the one thing they depended on most: control over the narrative. They desperately try to protect the version of events they created, but every attempt only creates more questions. Stay till the end, because the truth is unfolding faster than anyone expected, and once the next piece falls into place, there will be no way to hide behind confusion anymore. Meanwhile, the toxic person grows increasingly restless. They notice people becoming quieter around them, conversations stopping when they enter the room, and expressions changing in ways they cannot explain. They understand that something is slipping away, even if they cannot yet see exactly what it is. Fear replaces confidence. They begin repeating old stories, hoping someone will still believe them, but those stories no longer carry the same power. Your soulmate has started observing instead of reacting. They notice contradictions that once passed unnoticed. They remember moments when they were encouraged to doubt you without any real evidence. They remember opportunities that mysteriously disappeared right before important conversations could happen. None of those moments seem accidental anymore. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. This realization is creating an emotional storm inside them. They wonder how much time was lost because they trusted the wrong influence. They wonder how many beautiful moments never happened because someone else kept interfering behind the scenes. Yet instead of becoming bitter, they grow more determined. Every answer they discover pushes them one step closer to finding the truth they should have seen long ago. The distance that once felt impossible suddenly seems smaller than ever before because deception cannot survive forever when people begin asking honest questions. Now the atmosphere is changing in ways that cannot be reversed. The toxic person feels pressure from every direction, while your soulmate feels an unexpected sense of clarity growing stronger each day. The same heart that was once filled with confusion is beginning to recognize what is real and what was carefully manipulated. A moment is approaching when words that have remained unspoken for so long will finally be spoken without fear or outside influence. That conversation has the power to break every remaining illusion at once. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The person who tried so hard to separate two hearts is running out of time, and deep inside they already know it. Every hidden action leaves behind evidence. Every false promise eventually reveals its cracks. Every mask eventually falls. What comes next will not be another misunderstanding, it will be undeniable proof that changes everything. And when that proof finally reaches your soulmate, the path that once seemed blocked will begin opening in a way nobody believed was possible, setting the stage for the biggest revelation of this entire story. A moment arrives that nobody expected. It happens quietly, without any warning, yet it changes everything. Your soulmate overhears a conversation they were never supposed to hear. At first, they think it is just another meaningless exchange, but then a single sentence freezes them in place. The words match memories they have been struggling to understand for weeks. Suddenly, every missing piece begins falling together with unbelievable speed. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The excuses that once sounded believable now collapse under the weight of the truth. The person who spent so much time controlling the story accidentally reveals more than they ever intended. Your soulmate realizes that every time they tried to move closer to you, someone was quietly planting fear, creating confusion, or twisting simple situations into complicated ones. The emotional shock is overwhelming. They cannot believe how many opportunities slipped away because they trusted the wrong voice. They begin questioning every decision they made under someone else's influence. Instead of feeling anger toward you, they feel regret for not seeing through the deception sooner. For the first time in a very long while, their heart becomes louder than the lies they were taught to believe, and that inner voice refuses to stay silent anymore. Stay till the end, because the next discovery is even more unbelievable than the first, and once it happens, there will be no turning back. As the truth spreads, the toxic person becomes desperate to regain control. They start changing their stories, denying old conversations, and pretending nothing unusual ever happened. But every new explanation creates another contradiction. The more they speak, the more obvious their deception becomes. Your soulmate watches carefully instead of reacting emotionally. They notice nervous expressions, forced smiles, and answers that no longer match the past. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The illusion is breaking faster than anyone imagined. People who once defended the toxic person begin stepping back in silence. Even those who knew only part of the story start sensing that something important has been hidden from them. Your soulmate feels a mixture of relief and heartbreak. Relief because the truth is finally appearing. Heartbreak because they realize how much precious time was lost believing carefully crafted misunderstandings. Yet this realization also fills them with courage. They stop allowing fear to decide their future. They stop letting someone else's opinions become their own reality. Deep inside, they know they must finally face what they have avoided for far too long. Every heartbeat pushes them closer to a decision that could completely rewrite the direction of this connection. Now the energy surrounding this story is impossible to ignore. The toxic person senses that their influence is disappearing, and they understand that once the final secret is revealed, nothing they say will ever carry the same power again. Meanwhile, your soulmate begins preparing for something they never thought they would have the strength to do. They are ready to separate truth from manipulation once and for all. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. An encounter is approaching that will expose the final layer of deception. Hidden motives will no longer stay hidden. Long-forgotten details will suddenly become the strongest evidence of all. The person who tried to keep two hearts apart is about to face the consequences of every choice they made in the shadows. But the biggest surprise has not arrived yet. Someone is about to reveal a truth they have been protecting in silence for a very long time. A truth so unexpected that it will force everyone involved to see your connection from an entirely different perspective. What happens next will become the turning point that changes everything forever. The silence finally breaks, and it happens in a way nobody could have predicted. Someone who stayed quiet for far too long decides they can no longer carry the weight of the truth. Without planning it, they reveal a detail that instantly changes the entire picture. Your soulmate listens carefully, and every word feels like another lock opening. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The hidden pattern becomes impossible to ignore. They discover that the toxic person wasn't simply offering advice, they were carefully influencing every important decision, making sure distance always replaced closeness. Suddenly, forgotten text messages, unusual timing, and strange interruptions all begin making perfect sense. Your soulmate feels a deep sense of regret, not because the connection disappeared, but because they finally understand how often it was deliberately interrupted. Their heart refuses to accept another lie. For the first time, they decide to stop trusting appearances and start trusting what they genuinely feel. That single decision shakes the foundation the toxic person spent so long building. Every false story starts collapsing under its own weight, and there is nothing left strong enough to hold it together. Stay till the end, because the biggest revelation has still not been spoken aloud, and once it is, there will be no way for anyone to pretend they never knew the truth. The toxic person realizes their influence is disappearing faster than they can repair it. They begin reaching out, trying to explain themselves before anyone asks difficult questions. But something has changed. People who once listened without hesitation now pause before believing another word. Your soulmate notices the panic hidden behind forced confidence. Every rushed explanation sounds weaker than the last. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The difference between honesty and manipulation has never been clearer. Instead of chasing answers from the same person who created confusion, your soulmate begins searching for answers within their own memories. They remember moments when your kindness was misunderstood, when your silence was unfairly judged, and when opportunities to reconnect disappeared for reasons that never truly made sense. Those memories no longer bring confusion, they bring clarity. One by one, every false assumption begins fading away. What once looked like coincidence now feels like undeniable evidence. The truth is no longer knocking on the door, it has already stepped inside. And with every passing moment, your soulmate grows more certain that the connection they almost gave up on deserves one final chance before it is too late. Now everything is moving toward a moment that cannot be delayed any longer. A face-to-face encounter is drawing closer, and neither your soulmate nor the toxic person can stop what is coming next. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is one final secret that has remained hidden from everyone, a piece of the story so powerful that it explains why this connection refused to disappear despite every obstacle placed in its path. The toxic person senses that this truth is about to surface, and for the first time, they understand that fear has replaced control. Your soulmate, however, feels something completely different. Instead of doubt, they feel courage returning. Instead of confusion, they feel certainty growing stronger with every heartbeat. The final barrier separating two hearts is beginning to crack, and once that last piece falls away, nothing will ever be able to rebuild it again. The next chapter begins with a decision that changes everything, and when that decision is finally made, the person who spent so long standing between you will realize their influence has come to an end forever. The moment finally arrives, and it is far more powerful than anyone imagined. Your soulmate no longer searches for more proof because their heart has already recognized what their mind was afraid to accept. They stop allowing the past to control the future. Every false story, every carefully planted doubt, and every painful misunderstanding suddenly loses its power. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The toxic person watches as everything they spent so much time building begins falling apart before their eyes. They try one last time to create confusion, but this time nobody responds the way they expected. Their words no longer carry influence because the truth has become stronger than the deception. Your soulmate remembers the moments when they almost reached out to you but held back for reasons they could never fully explain. Now those missing answers finally appear. Instead of blaming themselves or blaming you, they understand that someone deliberately kept pulling the connection away whenever it became stronger. That realization changes everything. The fear that once kept them frozen slowly disappears, replaced by a determination they have never felt before. Stay till the end, because the biggest surprise of this entire journey is only seconds away, and once it unfolds, nothing will ever return to the way it was. At the same time, people around the toxic person begin noticing the same patterns your soulmate has uncovered. Conversations that were once ignored suddenly carry new meaning. Small details that seemed unimportant become impossible to overlook. One person speaks honestly, then another, and soon the truth no longer belongs to just one voice. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The walls built on manipulation cannot survive when honesty begins spreading from every direction. Your soulmate feels an unexpected sense of peace replacing months of uncertainty. They realize they never truly lost the connection, they only lost sight of the truth for a little while. That understanding gives them the courage to take the step they have been delaying for far too long. They no longer want fear deciding what happens next. They no longer want someone else's opinions writing the story of their heart. Every heartbeat pulls them closer to a moment they once believed would never come. The distance that looked impossible is becoming smaller with every passing second, while the toxic person's influence fades into nothing more than a memory of what once stood in the way. Now the story reaches the edge of its greatest turning point. Your soulmate stands ready to leave behind every lie that separated two hearts, while the toxic person realizes there is no remaining path back to control. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A meeting, a message, or a single unexpected moment is closer than anyone realizes, and it carries the power to change everything that follows. The final truth is no longer hiding, it is preparing to reveal itself completely. What once felt impossible is becoming possible, not because the past disappeared, but because the truth finally found its voice. The chapter filled with confusion is ending, and a completely different one is waiting just ahead. But there is still one final revelation that nobody has seen coming. When it finally comes into the light, your soulmate will understand that every obstacle, every delay, and every hidden scheme ultimately led to this unforgettable moment, the moment when nothing and no one can stand between two hearts ever again.